name's Jed, and I retired here to the beautiful kingdom of Thailand 5 years ago. Come and join me as I take you on a journey to discover the best that the land of smiles has to offer. Whether you're an expat, thinking of opening a business or working here in Thailand, or if you're a digital nomad looking to work in a more economical country than your own country, or if you're a holiday maker and you're wanting to know the best places to visit in this beautiful, diverse country, or maybe you're like me, a retiree looking for a better and cheaper place to spend your retirement during your golden years, well, if that's the case, you've come to the right channel. Sawadee Krap, Jed here from Thailand, my land, retiring disgracefully. I'm in Koh Samui and I'm heading down south. If you'd seen my past videos, you'd see that it took a few days to get down here. And what I've decided to do, I'm going to put together a little video session in each town I'm in, starting with Koh Samui, which is an island, not just a town. And I'm going to put the pros and cons of living in these places as a retiree or as an expat who wants to live in a different country, or as a digital nomad, whatever. I'm going to put the pros and cons, the good and the bad of living in Koh Samui. And then I'll head to the next town, which will be Krabi, and I'll do the same video on that, the pros and cons of living in Krabi. And then I'll head down further south to Phuket and do the pros and cons of that. And depending on how well it's accepted by my subscribers or people who view my channel, if I get a lot of good feedback and I start to get a lot more subscribers, if people are interested, then I'll work my way up north and I'll go back to Shumphon and I'll do pros and cons of living in the Shumphon area. I'll then do a video back in Hua Hin, where I was my base really, but now I'm sort of homeless at the moment, so I'm really not sure where my home is at the present time. But I'll do a similar video on Hua Hin. I did it before on Hua Hin, but I'll do another one, it'll be more updated. And then I'll head north, Bangkok, Pattaya, Khon Kaen, Udon Thani, cross to Chiang Rai, and anywhere else. You know, if anyone's interested in anywhere else in Thailand that's on the beaten track, not off the beaten track. I don't want to go to small villages and do the pros and cons of living in a small village in Isan, but if there's a biggish town that you would like me to take a look at, and if I think it's going to be worth it for my subscribers and viewers, then I'm quite happy to take a little trip there and show you what it's like and the best things and worst things about living in that town. So today is the pros of living in Koh Samui, the good things about living here, and I can assure you the good things far outweigh the bad. So where do you start in Koh Samui with the best things about living here? There's so many to choose from. You're living on a tropical island with beautiful waterfalls, surrounded by tropical beaches, golden sand, crystal clear seas. But let's start there. Okay, let's start with the beaches. As you can see on the map, Koh Samui is surrounded by beaches, but what you see on the map are not all the beaches that they are. Those are the more popular ones. There's always little bays and inlets you can drive down to that are not on the map. If you take a drive around the island on a motorbike, you can sort of see little side roads leading down and end up on a beautiful secluded beach. The two most popular beaches lay on the eastern side of Samui, and that would be Shaweng Beach, which before COVID was the busiest beach on the island, and Lamai Beach, which has taken over from Shaweng as the more busier part of the island since COVID arrived. Other well-known beaches would be Ban Rak, which is close to where Big Buddha is, Mai Nam Beach and Lipanoi Beach. One of the great things about living on an island like Koh Samui is that you can see the sunrise on a morning, and then later that afternoon or early evening you can drive across the island, only about a 20-minute drive, and then see the sunset. Another factor you'll need to consider if you're thinking of moving to an island would be the hospital and medical facilities on that island. I've lived on quite a few islands over a period of my life, and some had great medical facilities and others not so good. Koh Samui luckily has a lot of very good hospitals and many clinics and dental practices also. There are 4 private hospitals in Koh Samui. Bangkok Hospital, which is in Shaweng. There's also Samui International Hospital in Shaweng and Thai International Hospital, which is between Shaweng and Lamai. Just on the outer skirts of Shaweng is Bandon International Private Hospital in Bopot. The main public hospital is in Naton. This is where most Thai people go because it's a free hospital for them. If you're an expat, you would be required to pay most of the time, although I have heard where people have gone to the hospital and they haven't been charged. For me it's the best option because even if they do charge you, the prices are a lot less than what they would be in Bandon Hospital or Thai International Hospital, or definitely cheaper than Bangkok Hospital, which is probably the most expensive private hospital on the island. One of the best things about living on Koh Samui would be the weather. It's hot all year round, but living on an island you do get the breezes a lot, sea breezes, which wash over the island and keep you a little bit cooler. As with most places in Southeast Asia, Koh Samui has a wet season as well. That normally is between the months of September, October, November. Personally, I like the wet season because I like seasons. I like the weather to be a little bit different during the year rather than just being hot and sunny all the time. The cost of living here in Koh Samui was always a little higher than many other Thai towns, due to it being an island with the logistical costs of getting commodities onto the island, and because it was a popular tourist destination. But not since COVID arrived and ruined the economy. I don't find living here in Koh Samui any more expensive than living in a town like Hua Hin. At the end of this video I'll put some cost comparison charts for the UK, USA and Australia. I found that many islands in Thailand have limited shopping opportunities, but that doesn't happen in Koh Samui. There's also a large central festival shopping mall that's situated in the heart of Shaweng. Another great reason for living in Koh Samui is the logistics for getting on and off the island. There are 2 main ferry companies that operate out of Samui. That would be Seatran and Raja Ferries. Both ferries leave from Donsak Pier on the mainland in Surat Thani and only cost about 100 baht for a passenger or 200 baht for a passenger and motorbike. Another good thing about Koh Samui is that it does have its own international airport, but there's good and bad about the airport, and I'll put the bad side of it when I get to the cons video later on. The roads around the island are also very good. This didn't used to be true. Before COVID, the roads weren't in very good repair, but since tourists stopped coming, the government took action and decided to renew the road all the way around, and it's very, very good to drive on now. The side roads can still be a bit of a challenge, so if you're driving off the beaten track, make sure you look out for potholes. Koh Samui has a lot of beautiful temples to go and visit. This one, Big Buddha, is probably the most popular temple for tourists to come and visit. It's located in Boput, which is about a 15-minute drive from the middle of Shaweng. My favourite temple is about a 5-minute drive from Big Buddha, and it's this temple here, Wat Plai Layem. But there's hundreds of other beautiful temples to see scattered around the island. Not as photogenic as these, but still very beautiful in their own way, and well worth the drive. If you're driving around the island, you'll pass many, and it's always good just to call in and look at the artwork and feel the tranquility and the mystic aura that surrounds them. Koh Samui is also just a short boat ride to other smaller islands such as Koh Tan, Pig Island, and this island here, Koh Rap, also known as Deer Island because of the deers that you find on the island. These islands are only a short boat ride away. You can come over here for just a few hours or for the day and go snorkeling, see some beautiful tropical fish. But also in close proximity to Koh Samui is, of course, Koh Phangan. Beautiful island, only about an hour and a half ferry drive away from Samui. You can see it when it's clear sky. You can see Phangan from Samui. You can get a faster boat, which will only take you about half an hour, but if you take the ferry, it's about an hour and a half. You can also take a ferry from Koh Samui to another neighbouring island, Koh Tao. It's about a 2-hour ferry ride north of Koh Samui. And if you fancy a weekend or a couple of days back over on the mainland, you can take the ferry across to Donsak and go to the beach towns of Kanom or Sichon, which are only about a 30-minute drive south of Donsak. Prior to COVID, Koh Samui was second to none for entertainment, going out to lady bars, going to beautiful restaurants, or just eating from stalls at marketplaces. Since COVID, obviously things have changed a lot, but Koh Samui is still up there with me for anywhere in Thailand for entertainment. You can eat in classy restaurants, you can go out to a market and just get a 50 baht bowl of noodles, or you can sit and drink cocktails and have a lovely dinner while watching the sun go down and watching a show, or watch the sun come up while having your morning coffee. So the last reason on my list would be the cheapness of properties to rent or to buy. I did a video on Koh Samui when I was living there last year, around about September, October time, when I was looking for a rental property. So I'm going to put that on here now a little bit, just a snippet of it, to give you an idea of what you can get, because the cost of renting hasn't risen since then. I'll also put into the description links to real estate sites here in Koh Samui. So here's a little bit of the video that I did late last year on some rentals. If you want to see it more, just look back on my old videos. You'll find a heap of videos on renting property in Koh Samui.
Batman, baby, yo, see, I jump, my wine, the daughter shadow shiri papi ninda shai wahe, daitana kunigune papi ninda bai wahe, dama, utengeta nama. Atishande kutaka mari kuti titenge hanzi yaikwane zvinotoziva zvipi zvataparana nenamo totizira kupi zvatatarisana nemagumo zvitatu zvedu zviri papi nindashaiwa he taitava kune mune papi nindabaiwa me nama utengeta nama negove nama kurera nama vanodati itesei vanodati rarame seiko ona kutambura ona kunetseka kuri kuno zvenyimi makatsakatika muna chamakaona zvedu isu tiri kutatarika nemasitsaona Atishande kutaka mari kuti titenge hanzi yaikwane zvinotoziva zvipi zvataparana nenamo totizira kupi.
If you haven't already done so, please push the subscribe button. If you're thinking of retiring or living in Thailand, please take a look at my book, Retiring Thailand Handbook, the first 6 months. You'll find it on Amazon. It's crammed full of information to help you tiptoe over the logistics of making Thailand your home in retirement. Thanks a lot for watching my channel. So until next time, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.